Well, kia ora tātou. In the lecture today we're going to be reviewing the evidence for mHealth interventions. So we'll do a bit of background on why mHealth has been such a growth area in terms of health promotion and public health research. And then we'll look at a series of studies to show some different types of research that's been done in mHealth and the different types of groups that have been studied and intervened with. So the first question is, why is mHealth a focus? As Yang and Van Stee point out, there's some real advantages that mHealth is seen as potentially offering. You can engage larger groups and potentially do so at a lower cost than in a traditional intervention. Almost everyone's got a phone, and you can usually access them fairly easily, and you can do targeted promotions through social media as a recruitment strategy, which is relatively cheap. So this is a possibility of increasing the impact of public health interventions and large health promotion campaigns. So the healthcare systems around the world have got some serious challenges to face at the moment. They have a limited workforce, so there's demand for healthcare workers, skilled healthcare workers around the world. This demand's not likely to go away, and so most healthcare systems are dealing with resource constraints around their workforce. And the idea with mHealth is you might be able to leverage your existing workforce more effectively in order to reach more people. Healthcare systems around the world also face extensive financial constraints. The year-on-year, most health systems are experiencing increased costs due to factors such as new treatments coming out for cancers, degenerative diseases and so on, and these being very, very expensive. And so as new treatments come out, they take an increasing chunk of the health budget. We also have an aging population, which means an increasing burden of poor health, and so associated costs with that. And alongside that aging population, we also have an increasing proportion of people who are retired and no longer contributing to the tax base. So some real financial constraints. And finally, the traditional health systems are European in terms of their heritage or orientation, if you like, and they typically do a reasonable job of providing health care to people whose cultural heritage is from Europe, a much poorer job of providing health care to cultural minority groups in Western countries, in particular to indigenous and colonised peoples. And so sometimes these are called difficult to reach groups. And I think the reality is they're not so much difficult to reach full stop as they are difficult to reach when you're running a Western or European model of healthcare. But the idea is that mHealth can help give these groups better access to healthcare because they face a higher burden of illness than other parts of most countries. So there's lots of reasons then why mHealth might be a focus for health promotion, but the reality is that mHealth interventions are inconsistent. They don't always get positive results. Sometimes they're obviously negative, and there's a lot of variation in terms of how positive they are, or even within studies, massive variance in terms of people's engagement with